afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Rechnaya Pereprava. In the west, it is 3Imweckla fighting for king and country, the Commonwealth. Taking on the role of the 11th Armored Division. West in the east, it is Whorunbartertown fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland. Fighting here for the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. We got Feuersturm, we got fortifications and Luftwaffe ground forces versus Royal Artillery, Vanguard operations and Lend Lease with double infantry grenade and double infantry and a light infantry gun bullets in there for Whorunbartertown. Double forces there for Whorunbartertown. The Sturmparties head westwards, the Feuersturm heading southwards. Meanwhile, 3Imweckla is focusing hard here in the north by the fuel point there, dispatching all of his sections there in a northerly direction, noting no sandbags being prepared ahead of time in preparation for maybe some sort of engagement. Focusing southwards, noting no sandbags here either from Whorunbartertown. First engagement, I think, is about time there. Goes section caught with the Sturmparties, but they're able to get to the house here. And Whorunbartertown quickly realises and basically backs off from it because he can get out of the range there of the section, and they can now use the small fence here. So Whorunbartertown here quickly backs off with engagement. I mean, he could try to push in and deal the damage. It might have worked out for him, but at the same time, if he closed in, he'd just be, double into the house, at which point the Sturmparties would be in a rough spot. So, better just back off instead of trying to fight an engagement, which is likely not going to work for him anyways. He could consider some barbed wire here, maybe. Third section there moving in. We got sandbags happening up here by the northern victory points, securing points here and points there. More folks on the way there for Whorunbartertown, and a Vickers following up for 3Imweckla. An interesting choice there. Interesting choice. So triple force comes from Sturmparties, the triple section, and almost a Vickers. No sign of doctrine from either side. There we go. Nice little flank here going for the carve point. That way, getting behind 3Imweckla's line is going to force him to attack into here, most likely. So, nice set of there by Whorunbartertown. Then, once he moves in, they can try and attack from another angle. Of course, he might risk being sandwiched between him and the machine gun around from the base. But then again, Whorunbartertown quickly just backs off. I mean, he could try and keep up the engagement there, but in this case, decided to back off rather than try and fight a 1-2 front, including one, which could be anything from the base, including a Vickers. Though British players will rarely go for the Vickers, but I guess there could be a change in plan there. Whorunbartertown going for a fourth full-scale escort. They're committing to an awful lot of infantry there versus his opponent. So another point being secured. Back here, forces moving out there as well for Whorunbartertown. Forces versus double section. Section holding up here by the point as well. Quickly trying to back off here as 3Imweckla slowly looking to advance. Vickers machine, they're mainly defensive for now. Platoon command post up for 3Imweckla, so he's taken up. Whorunbartertown has yet to deploy any sort of sign to protect there. Sturmparty was a section back with the full Grenadiers. Vickers does going to set up. That's going to be a bad engagement here for Whorunbartertown. He's going to try and get away, but I think the Sturmparties will not manage it. No. Well, some of them didn't. Two did, but, they're going to have to retreat anyways. Up north here, flanking up behind. Good play there by Whorunbartertown. I think he should have committed more infantry to that push rather than going up through here, but I guess he might be worried about the head-on assault here, possibly. Fulton's are going to try and flank up from the south. Not a bad idea. The Fulton's are going to be in trouble, other than what squad up north, but still couldn't be a problem here. Overall decent maneuvering there by Whorunbartertown, again consistent pressuring off his opponent's carve point. There you go, two sections already being routed. Good play there. And the Vickers going to have to fall back as he got forces from the north. No, he pushed onwards for the fuel point. And he's going for a fifth Fulton's Grenadier score. That is an excessive amount of infantry there from Whorunbartertown. Doctrinally, this could maybe indicate Feuersturm, since, that'd be a lot of MP40s. That would certainly make Battle Group headquarters more likely, because otherwise, you risk some severe manpower bleed until they get to the sufficient level of veterans where they can begin healing themselves, and that's veterancy 5, so that's going to be quite a bit of a while there. So I suspect we're not going to be seeing a mechanized regiment play. Obviously it's got no spec up, so Command Panther Store wouldn't be happening anyways. Section moving out there, but 3Imweckla's likely to have to consider bringing up another Vickers, or at least some other counters, all the infantry that Whorunbartertown's bringing onto the field. There you go again, hitting the carve point again. 3Imweckla I think should consider some minefields around here to just make mines to form up a minefield to make it harder for Whorunbartertown to run any race in the carve point again. At the same time, push up the north here. Big's holding things up, sappers the Fulton guns up here, Fulton Cougars getting wiped out. And certainly here we see the problem when you try to manage too much infantry. I mean, it's got a total of 6 squads, by the way, which is definitely at the extreme end of things. I mean, you risk not being able to manage them all, and that's basically what happened here for Whorunbartertown. Lost the Fulton Grenadier squad, not good. Fulton's also taking heavy casualties, so he might have gotten a bit too greedy here versus 3Imweckla, who could be easily punishing him now. No upgrades for the sections, no grenades, no bolsters, no weapon racks. Again, the constant harassment is going to make it a bit harder. We got a trot on the way there for Whorunbartertown. But again, CoH one hit for, I think, the third time, so... I mean, overall nice play there by Whorunbartertown in that department. Snipers on the way for 3Imweckla. An interesting choice was that many Fulton Grenadiers. You just figured he'd go for more Vickers machine guns, but... 3Imweckla figures the sniper's going to work out better. Troops reinforcing. Schwerer Wehrmachtschlepper there being held force by Whorunbartertown. Bit of skirmishing here. And we got a doctor here for 3Imweckla, and it is a Lend Lease assault. So submachines here could be happening. And there you go, in fact they are happening. That could give Whorunbartertown a bit of a harder time. Truck so far not doing much there. Could be battle group headquarters, could be mechanized. We'll have to see what it ends up with, though. With a light infantry gun bulletin, battle group headquarters, and of course all these folks seems a bit more likely. Another push across the river here. Submachine guns are back down, but not quite there, not quite still. Also get it focused down there. Good process in there, but 3Imweckla and even the Fulton there to be much easier targets. Big's coming here as well. And there you go, routed. Assault section ready. Thompsons and Sten guns there, forming up a lethal and potent mix of submachine guns. Fulton's almost bumped up by the Vickers on retreat. Back here we got the AC being requisitioned, and it is indeed the battle group headquarters here for Whorunbartertown to support its infantry, which is going to need a lot of support. Fulton's here as the section. He could also go for a half track, though he doesn't have the munitions for it even then to upgrade it, that is, but he could still use it to transport troops about and reinforce on the front line, which make it harder for Whorunbartertown think to hold him down. So it's an option, but it's not a necessity, but it could be a good option. Alba AC soon going to happen. No upgrade still for the section. Pushing south for stage, finally be able to sort of cross into Whorunbartertown. South them out. I mean, Whorunbartertown has been running a very aggressive set of strategies and tactics, which has kept 3Imweckla very much in the defense, in that way kept Whorunbartertown's territory safe. But now that his entire force has been routed, it means the entire front line is open like a gaping wound. And, you know, he's just pouring in the, like, I don't know, bacteria. British bacteria. The worst. And we got Feuersturm. Certainly the doctor sort of came out, particularly if you're going to stick with 5 Fulton Grenadiers. I mean, if you've got that many Fulton Grenadiers, you're clearly intending to do something with them. And in this regard, you know, MP40s are plenty. Could be an interesting setup there. We got the AC map 3 on the way there. We'll have to see if it goes for anything else. An Over Blitz would be fun, but it tends not to see a lot of usage. Partly I think that's due to the somewhat steep fuel cost for it, considering it has absolutely no combat ability, and its aura ability I think isn't quite up to snuff. Plus the bit of assault, we got the assault section moving ahead here though. 8 kills, close for 22. Of course they're getting shot to bits. Lots of munitions by the way here from Whorunbartertown from his initial raids. There you go. At least one MP40 upgrade there on the way. We'll have to see if it goes all in, and we might try and mix in MP40s and assault rifles, or MP44s if you're that kind of person. AC might feel they're almost done. Still moving ahead. Assault section there holding up. 9 kills, clutch 52. Whorunbartertown is severely on the defense. He's going to need some firepower to back things up. And we got the half track as well. There's a 3Imweckla committing to a motorized strategy with armored cars and with the M5 half track, which was sort of the standard Lend Lease half track by the Americans, since they kept the M3 for themselves largely because, well, it was better than the M5, which had some issues with its armor, which was overall less effective than the M3. So they basically handed that one out to, you know, the Surge, the British, and other allies. A little fun fact there. Additional fun fact about it, actually had sort of the ability to mount 30 caliber machine guns on the sides as well of the half track, though that was rarely used. But it could have given like 4 machine guns. Anyway, section there being hunted down. Big push here by Whorunbartertown. Got his white phosphor over there, making troops harder. So, well, easy to kill, but having a harder time to push through. AC sniping in the Storm Pioneer. We got 2 MP40s out there so far for him, with more on the way there for Whorunbartertown. In fact, we got 4 MP40 wielding Fulton Grenadiers there. A true assault force here for the fatherland to shatter the Tommies, or at least attempt to. Arcaden following up to help deal with the AC. No machine guns here. Back here, troops reinforcing and probably healing up until that assault section has seen better days. No bolsters yet. You in particular figure you'd do that if you got assault sections and, you know, they get a fifth man with another submachine gun, and that's, you know, another submachine gun, which is what you really want up close anyways. Folks, this season territory up here, AC half-tech pushing back the troops. Well, you can soon begin upgrading up the anti-aircraft guns. If you want to, you could just use it to reinforce the troops at the front line, which is going to be much easier for them to defend, but also just quickly shift troops about. Got the 5th Cavalry there trying to mow down Germans, like Kedma filming up. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. He needs to push from the northern fuel pond as well, I think, trying to distract 3Imweckla a bit. Those going to be risky. And we got a second Vickers for 3Imweckla. That's a lot of machine guns now here to bring to bear on Harry Han. Finding around the car pond, the Kedma creeping ahead. Good hit there on the AC after they're getting stuck down in the terrain. Not good, they're a bit of bad pathing there for 3Imweckla. Should be able to still get it out of there, I think, with a bit of good luck, but then again, luck might fail him, and whew, it did not. But that was a really close one there for 3Imweckla. That was a really close one. The southeast section routed by the MP40 building Volksgrenadiers. Close to Betsy 2. More Volksgrenadiers have Whorunbartertown. He's very much committed to the heavy infantry assault strategy here to run down the Tommies and hose them down with MP40s. Folks are moving ahead here. Assault section standing up there. Quick white phosphorus, though we got a shield hand grenade in the way as well. Folks are getting close, but they're getting hosed down first. They're going to die out faster. Of course, he's got larger numbers. There you go, another shield hand grenade. Oh! Baited them into retreating into it. Not bad, not bad. Need to rush down that section back here, flank up with another Volksgrenadier squad. Nice use of the infantry numbers that Whorunbartertown is available here. Needs to get those Vickers into some, I think, crucial position to make it harder for Whorunbartertown to sneak in the infantry, because he's clearly going to be doing that. Vickers are there covering up, preventing the Volksgrenadiers from crossing the river there. Half-tech being fixed up. Up north, AC with Vickers support there, covering the other part of the river. Or the northern part of the river, I guess. Volksgrenadiers moving from the north here. More MP40 is going to flank that Vickers. He's going to have to retreat it now, or he could risk losing it. By Kedma from moving up again, he's happy to half-tech now upgrade it. I mean, he can't reinforce the front line, but obviously he's more interested in just murdering as many Germans as possible. Whorunbartertown may want to take up soon so he can get in some armour, though he could probably end up needing a Kedma for more first. Or he could go for Panzer section the Sturmpioneers. Our way, more firepower here versus 3Imweckla could be an idea. AC being fixed up there by 3Imweckla sappers. Still no bolts, he's relying just on, well, what he's got. Guess he could be planning to take up first. More sappers. Have to go up north here, preventing any push for the fuel point there. Baker setting up to cover here, crucially around the exit, well, west exit there, into the eastern part there for Whorunbartertown, pulling up there. Almost taking out section there with a grenade and MP45. There you go, getting a wipe there on 3Imweckla. Forces need to retreat, they're getting hosed down with machine gun fire and artillery fire. There you go, grenade rounds in the midst of them, doing some damage, getting some kills, but nothing for crucial. And there you go, Vickers machine gun, he was too slow moving it, getting hit there by the Volksgrenadiers. Whorunbartertown is definitely handling a lot of the infantry guard reasonably well. Like, he's not just lobbing it up, there are some more grisly moments in that sense, but still he just uses them like, you know, more in an enveloping force there, which is kind of how you want to use large numbers, but most players just rely on them as a blob. But Whorunbartertown, I feel like to an extent at least, has got the right end of the stick there. Vickers setting up there, and we got another Vickers on the way there, so that's going to be a lot of machine guns, and of course the Whorunbartertown is going to be helpful in supporting attacks, partly by suppressing defenders, but also, you know, holding some territory out versus 3Imweckla. No sign of tech up there, and he should probably go for that soon. I mean, at some point he's going to risk draining himself out of manpower if he just keeps up with this with an armor to at least absorb some of the fire. Of course 3Imweckla probably wants to do that as well. Half-tech there with 5 kills if that's as you want. Troops running out here, deep flanking in the east, very good, or at least what seems to be a setup of deep flank. Now they're moving from the north again. Note he's not just attacking head on, he's sort of trying to outmaneuver his opponent. Good play there by Whorunbartertown. Looks like parts of his flank got spotted there. Interesting to note, by the way, that 3Imweckla did not go straight for the fuel point, actually allowing Whorunbartertown to have it pretty safely there. Could be arguably a bit of a mistake. Again, for this Volksgrenadier support moving in, then again, note he's looking to put pressure there on 3Imweckla, try to maneuver him. He could go straight for the fuel point, more looking just like hit some of the points close to the base, and that way deal with him. Section there versus Volksgrenadiers, attack from the frontiers, hitting heavy resistance. But there you go, it's all a distraction, by the way, in which case it's a good play to sort of flank up behind with the Volksgrenadiers, with the larger flank force. So thumbs up there to Whorunbartertown. That is some very tactically sound play. With the Oberkommando West of all factions too. I mean, most players again just get up a lot of Volksgrenadiers and run them straight at the enemy like they're cattle. But Whorunbartertown clearly has got some actual tactical credentials going on here, slightly at least. That case, Sturmpanius should be about to reinforce again. He's got to need that tech soon. I mean, he can't even keep relying on just good Feuersturm flanks, though. He can come a surprisingly long way with it, I think. Take up that happening for 3Imweckla, and that's definitely going to be a problem for all of those MP40 Feuersturm. Because your MP40s, while useful as the infantry and support weapons if you use them well, is going to fall a bit short versus, you know, tanks. There you go, Sapper's wiped. Straight to the MP40s, again a bit more than a horde here. But in this case the half-tech's on the spot to counter that. Quickly hosed down, Fritz gets torn to shreds there by the anti-aircraft half-track. And we finally got a trial on the way for Whorunbartertown. He's got plenty of fuels. I mean, he's not really had any excuse to not take up for some time. Again, the only major issue in that case, again, just been the severe amount infantry's had, which again has led to some heavy manpower bleeding. But anyways, machine gun moving northwards there. 3Imweckla probably wants at least more infantry section out, you know, to help deal with the infantry and just have some infantry there. He's down to just 2 sections, which I feel like is cutting a bit short here. 14 kills close to the veterinary 3 there. AC fixed up, half-tech with 7 kills, veterinary 2, heading for the northern fuel point there. Set good. Moving out forces again, lining up for something big once more by the looks of it. And 3Imweckla moving into occupy tactically vital positions against his opponent. The machine gun section standing about there. And Raketman moving in, section digging with the sandbags, preparing position further ahead, particularly since there's no heavy cover for Whorunbartertown to hold up here. Having heavy cover there would be tactically very advantageous for 3Imweckla, but Whorunbartertown in this case launching a head-on assault. Perhaps he wasn't expecting this time around, either way, perhaps a bit less advised. Either way, this seems working out for now. Mine going off in the south, stopping up Feuersturm in the edge. They're not setting up yet, should be doing that fast. Half-track beginning to hose down the Germans in the west here. We got Feuersturm being routed here by defenders from 3Imweckla's forces. And here we go, we got to continue to push in for the carve point, just full on there. Truck starting to move ahead again. He's probably going to try and set up around here, I guess, to defend his carve point. And with this time, 3Imweckla is now large within his own base there. A bit of a daring raid there by Whorunbartertown seems to have somewhat worked out. Folks continue to hit mines. Sturmpanis remain unupgraded, which is a bit surprising. And there you go, Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier going up around here. Sniper back at work there, 12 kills, going back to the carve point. He can go for the Centaur now, he could go for an M10, but he's likely going to go for a Cromwell. Though he could, I mean, go for any of the other two. He could even go for a Firefly once, so I wouldn't feel that as a particularly amazing move, but we'll see what it ends up with. Cromwell taking all the way for 3Imweckla. More mines would also be a good idea there, but at least we know he has been laying them down. So it's not like, you know, he's being lazy there or anything. Machine gun versus machine gun here, folks all attacking in with Sturmpani support. Vickers there getting hosed down in particular doesn't help. It's in negative cover, which makes it easier for the Germans to just shoot it down. Snowball's taking a lot of damage. Vickers taking a amount of casualty. AC-ing about. Vickers holding up here. Cromwell halfway done, and we got more sappers out for 3Imweckla and the 11th Armored Division as the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend throws itself at the enemy relentlessly. Troops being suppressed there by the Vickers and routed. Half-track down here, pushing back some of Whorunbartertown's forces. Getting very closer to the 8th level. Section moving ahead. Force being routed as we got a big side push back up by that half-track. And there you go, Cromwell out. First tank out is for 3Imweckla. Whorunbartertown could go for a Panther 4, but he could also theoretically just go for a Panther since he easily has the fuel for a Panther. But it's certainly put him, I think, in a much more superior position versus both the Cromwell but also the AC, which would struggle more with the Panther's heavier armour. Mines down there, good spot this time around, though they may not be able to finish. In fact, they might end up getting hosed down if he's not careful. Grenade as well. Close attempt there, didn't quite pan out there for Whorunbartertown in terms of a full wipe, but certainly wasn't a bad effort. Immediate response here by 3Imweckla to lock down that attempt. But he hasn't, again, interesting enough, not really gone for that fuel point a lot, which I do find a bit surprising. We got a mortar out here, probably help deal with the Schwer Panted quarters, but also meant, you know, help put more pressure on Whorunbartertown's forces. Big engagement here. Academy of all gets hit in the AC. More force coming in there from another side. Very good. Cromwell is something he needs to be mindful of. Mine, I think I set off there by the Cromwell. Bit awkward. Mine swims up since he's obviously now tired of his opponent's mines. Half to there gaining ace level. AC firing down. Cromwell firing down. Infantry not quite here to support the armour. And there you go. The Kedman have cleared out. Biggest we can do is just hose down German or British infantry. Folks that are being suppressed, closing in on Mercenary 5. Sappers could go down here. There we go. Full retreat here. Single Vickers here. In theory, he could call in an Noble Blitz. You just pop it with the Feuersturm and Lend, or fill it up, rush that half track, pop them out, and then hope to close it down there and steal it. But, you know, a bit extreme. Most they're firing away. Sniper fire there, threatening to take out Whorunbartertown's machine gun. And there you go. It does go for the Panzer IV, not the Panther again. Panzer IV is faster, it is more expedient, also better versus the infantry, but I feel like a Panther would be a pretty solid choice for Whorunbartertown, considering he's kind of behind in the armor race already. The Panther tends to be a better pick in those situations, in my opinion. But anyways, Panther almost done. He's about to lose the Academy for that unless 3Imweckla's forces just can't hit it. Which is not impossible, but a bit unlikely. Well, Mortify, we got the sniper there with 19 kills. Academy have cleared out again, forcing him to recruit with another Feuersturm and Lend squad. That's a bit awkward. And straight into the other Vickers here, immediately routed. You could try with a deeper flank from the north. I mean, there's a pretty solid path here. We can just sort of move in there, directly towards the fuel point. Force 3Imweckla to dispatch forces from the front to deal with that. In the south, finding on the fuel point here, assault section dealt by the assault Feuersturm and Lend. And there you go, Cromwell ahead. And of course, with the Panzer IV out, he does have a way to respond to it now. AC joining in as well there, alongside the half track. Panzer IV going for it, shoots, got a nice pension hit in the Cromwell's rear. Another hit there. Almost got the Cromwell AC moving in, forces trying to support on the flank, but it's not looking good. They might be able to get the Cromwell here, and shot bounced. Machine gun arriving, got the AC there nearby as well. Need to be careful with the Panzer IV down to half health already. AC's not going to fight. There we go to target the treads. Samples moving in. We could see here Whorunbartertown loses Panzer IV already without getting a single armor kill. Holy smokes, that is disastrous. Always support your tanks with infantry if possible. Comparatively to 3Imweckla, where he didn't have infantry there, at least rush up the sappers to support it. And that proved in this case to be the crucial element alongside the AC. So that was, I think, a bad call there by Whorunbartertown. He thought he could just get off a shot there, but ignored the possibility of the AC, and for that matter, infantry arriving. He does get at least a slight measure of vengeance with wiping out the sappers, at least some of them. But I don't think I'd call that a worthy trade. And there you go. The Kedman have cleared out again. Panzer fast off there, but he's got no way of finishing off the half track. He could maybe take out the Cromwell here. We got smoke being called in. Never mind, he can't shoot that with the Panzerfaust. He's going to have to go for either another Panzer IV or Panther. And again, I feel like Panther would just be the better choice. Try and take out the half track. Recruiting like Kedman again. And close one here, but he does get the half track. A minor loss there for 3Imweckla. Should have pulled that back, or at least pulled some sappers up faster. Oh, loses the Feuersturm to a mine. Heavy casualties on both sides. Heavy casualties. Back here, troops reinforcing. Getting ready for the next big push. Going in the advancing infantry section. AC and Cromwell good to go there for 3Imweckla and the 11th Armoured. Vickers lying abandoned in the dirt. Manpower expenses are definitely a bit crippling there for Whorunbartertown, who again has got plenty of fuel but can't easily go for any armour. Which would allow me in return to save up more manpower more easily. Since that way the Panther will Panther forward wherever he goes, so it could soak up the damage. That way decreasing the damage to the Feuersturm and Lend. Again, you need to have to pay less manpower that way usually. So yeah. Bit awkward there. We've got Sturm passing north, it's very good. Troops here not reinforcing. He's saving up there, I think, which means in theory though 3Imweckla is going to be able to grab most of the map here from Whorunbartertown in the meanwhile. Since it's quite clear he wants to call in some armor to support, and that's very understandable, but you know, it doesn't come without any risks at all. I mean, he does at least have one Feuersturm squad who could move out. But we'll obviously if he does end up doing that. Sturm needs a bit of trouble. He's moving out. At least the Fulton is in a decent condition, which is a good idea. Can't afford to just sit about doing nothing at all, but at the same time, he goes for the Panther 4, not a Panther. I'm obviously going to stand against, since saying up for Panther would require at least 1 more minute almost of just doing nothing, and of course you probably can't afford to sit around doing that little for that long. Mortar there, supporting a support push. We got Vicks in the trench, and the south push going in here. Sounding the Panther 4 a bit extra fuel, very good. Panther 4 halfway down there for Whorunbartertown, and the 12 is now got a Ken for landing nicely on the crumble. AC in the south, that's the Feuersturm and back here. We got angle tactics up the 3Imweckla, incredibly popular, since again the Churchill tank is quite tough. More Feuersturm in there, having hit a mine, which is a bit unfortunate for Whorunbartertown. Panther 4 almost done. And there you go, 3Imweckla going for the Churchill tank. That's going to be quite a chance there for Whorunbartertown, who's only got a Panther 4 again, to try and deal with that. And of course, the Churchill is going to be backed up by the AC and the Cromwell. Second Panther 4 out, though hopefully that one stays alive a bit longer, because otherwise this could get very uncomfortable for Whorunbartertown. Very, very uncomfortable. Pinman machine halfway there for the Panther 4, fixing up the Scherer Panzer Hauptquartier. And bit of a hit down the assault section. I think he has. No, he got a full section. Oh, that's the sniper that actually went down there. That's the sniper. That explains it. Mortar though in negative cover, an easy target for the Panther 4 if it can hit. Which it's largely doing there. Almost got the mortar team wiped out. Cromwell shoots, misses. Panther 4 returns a hit there on the trench nearby. And there you go, Churchill tank out here for 3Imweckla and the British Army. 267 versus 347. And we got here Ford Assembly up. You might ask why is he building that. Because he can sort of get medics so he can just heal his stuff, so he doesn't have to constantly micromanage stuff to do that. So, nice little maneuver there by 3Imweckla. Churchill tank that's taking quite a few hits, actually almost down to half health. Old North going for the victory point again. They're very good move there by Whorunbartertown. Panther finding in centre. Trench finally collapse here under heavy fire from the Germans. Machine gun almost cleared out here as well. AC moving in. Halfway to Vetchny free ever so slowly. Will Whorunbartertown go for another Panther 4? Will he go for Yak Panthers? Will he go for Panthers now? So I'd probably recommend something with a bit more penetration than the Panther 4 against the Churchill tank. Both Yak Panzer and Panther could be acceptable choices there. But we'll have to see if he actually decides to go for it. Mine goes off here. As he flanks the trench there, not bad. In this case, thanks to the mine, 3Imweckla can easily just pop out and reposition the machine gun to deal with that attempt. Quite a bit of munitions there being floated by 3Imweckla. Cromwell 4, top H52, Panther 4 turns around, shoots, gets a good hit there. He can go for the Panther 4, I think, roughly. Oh, he could have gone for it a few moments ago, but now can't. So again, we'll have to see what goes for. We got another mortar though after 3Imweckla. I mean, he's down to just one infantry section though, and he's committing to more artillery. I feel like that's a bit of a misread there, but 3Imweckla wants more infantry, I think, versus Whorunbartertown. But there you are. Our dull mortars will certainly be an annoyance there for Whorunbartertown's infantry and support weapons. Looks like the tank's going to try and flank in from the south here, get behind Whorunbartertown. There you go, Churchill hits. AC going in for it, backed up with the Cromwell and the Churchill tank. Panther down to half health. Does seem like he's going for the Panther here. Again, it's much more easy to just save up for a bigger tank if you got like another tank out in the field to just help absorb firepower. And again, just decrease the amount of manpower you're constantly spending on, replacing casualties on the infantry squad. So yeah, you can go for the Panther now. Much easier, and again, much safer when you already have a tank out. So that could also be the reason I went for the Panther first. At least, that way you make it safer than fill up with a Panther. Flanking the Vickers here, good maneuver. Forcing a retreat there. Bit to go there before he can call in the Panzerkampfwagen 5, finding the center of his section routed by the machine gun here. Panther 4 almost good to go. Vetchny 2 is pretty good there for Whorunbartertown. Smoke's been down by the Volkskanhis. Nice trick there. Won't last forever, but at least it might give him a bit more time. There goes popping grenade there into the smoke, hoping the Volks would be there, but obviously Whorunbartertown will be moving away from the last seen position. And of course he begins trying to sort of shoot randomly to hope to catch me. He actually did catch poor Fritz. There you go, he ends up retreating though, as soon as the smoke lifts. Revealing his infantry, rather exposed. Oh, the Volks a bit close to being wiped out. Panther goes out here though for Whorunbartertown. Volks about to get wiped out by the looks of it. Unless he gets very lucky, which actually seems to be what happened. The South Panther dealing with sections, 13-14 kills. M10 on the way there for 3Imweckla, was also known as the Achilles by the British. Also, in more fun fact, the British did not operate with tank destroyers. They actually called them self-propelled anti-tank guns. So technically, it should be an M10 Achilles self-propelled anti-tank gun. Ha ha ha. Obviously, that's just going to be confusing to a lot of people, but you know, details. Payload machine gun was done. More taking hits from the Panther 4 moving out there. Machine close being taken out. There you go, the Cromwell hit backed up with the AC flanking the Panther 4 in the centre. There you go, doing some damage. And immobilising the Panther 4 too bad here, though he lacks something to finish it off with. Churchill tank is basically elsewhere. He's got no Firefly or say M10s, which he counted the one I think he was building there. Might be planning a Firefly instead, which I can certainly understand. North here, Panther dealing with the trench. We got one kill on the Panther camp fighting from so far. 3Imweckla's forceful back. Here's Cromwell could get Panther fast. The lack of engine feel like it's sort of being more as an actual problem here. He lacks something to sort of help deal with Whorunbartertown's Volkskanhis hordes. Mortifier ran down there, close taking out Volkskanhis squad, but mostly ends up just killing one poor soul. Churchill tank was the Panther. Volkskanhis keeping the flank secure. Good work there. More folks coming in, are going to hit that car point again, leaving 3Imweckla without resources, and the machine gun crew got taken out there by Whorunbartertown and the 12th SS. Panther continues to fire away there, 3 kills. Firefly on the way there for 3Imweckla and the 11th Armoured. Shots being fired maliciously across the field here, smoke popping down. Panther moving up, Fulton's almost got the car pump, but they're taking heavy damage here from 3Imweckla's double mortars. AC charging forwards, and there you go, straight into the Panther 4. Gaining the ace level though. Churchill there's the Panther up north. Cromwell they almost fixed up as well as much as can be for the ability, and there you go, another hit there. Nice save there, but 3Imweckla quickly pops up behind the shed there to sort of hide it from the Panther's line of fire. Thumbs up to 3Imweckla there. Fighting around the car point continues. AC takes 9 to deal with heavy damage to the Panther 4 and part by flanking, but in the end though, it is not enough. Not at that range. And the Panther 4 takes down also helps the Panther 4 was virtually free, meaning it has a much better rate of fire.
The Firefly is ready to give someone a bloody nose.
So yeah, bit of a blow there. We got the Firefly out there for 3Imweckla now. Equipped with a 17-pounder gun. Just expressed, we got grenades into the retreat path up. No smoke grenade to deal with the machine, but there you go, getting flanked by the Cromwell, which is halfway to victory 3. Judging machine repairs not to 3Imweckla, while it has no infantry left. He's down to just sappers, a machine gun and 2 mortars plus the armor, but any actual infantry sections are very much conspicuous in their absence. You got 252 versus 258. 3Imweckla's position is actually a lot more precarious as Whorunbartertown has now a mix of infantry, machine guns, and tank weapons and armor. He only lacks artillery comparatively, but again he's already got a much better spread there for troops. Also worth noting, of course, both his machine guns are British. Finally going for another section, we got the Panther 4 gaining eventually for that. Cromwell tank is in dire straits, and there you go, Panther 4 finishes it off. 22 kills for this experienced armor crew. The cannon for down there, Churchill moving ahead, 6 kills, close to 22, 5 line backing up there. Whorunbartertown holding his arm and reserving, not immediately just charging into 3Imweckla's advancing armoured line. Going for northern fuel, very good there. Grenade into the trench. Firefly moving in, he's going to go straight for the Panther here, though we got Fulton in the way with his Panther faster. Shot bounces though, direct hit from the Firefly, bounces off the Panther as well. Some hits going off from the Churchill tank, Panther fast off the damage in. Yeah, he goes for the Firefly though, slightly mismanages the timing of those abilities, so he can't damage his engine, but also allowed to charge in for it, ignore the Churchill and just finish off the Firefly. And that was when he dealt with the Churchill tank more or less. But Edgar's still going to go for it. Troop spotting hit, Panther 4 landing, gets a shot, but it bounces. Panther though gets a good hit there. Panther fast the Churchill tank down to half health. 3Imweckla there should again have more infantry about at this stage to support his tanks, noting no assault section there being upgraded. Churchill tank about to go down. We got Vetting 2 on the Panther, Schützen added. Panther 4 incredibly close, Vetting 5 folks are going for another flank, but again halted. Others are moving ahead. So pop a grenade, their nearby troops are with this, drawing away attention. Panther moves forward. 4 kills. And the Churchill tank is down. A significant blow there to 3Imweckla and the British Army. Damaging in the Panther in return, but with just a Firefly down, which is a damaged engine, I don't think that's a big issue there for Whorunbartertown. At the moment, he's in a very strong position now against the British, thanks to, again, good amount of infantry, good amount of armour, and, supporting elements. So, again, a bit of artillery, I think, could do him a lot of good. Light infantry guns could, for example, be an easy inclusion there for Whorunbartertown. Mortar bombs whistling down. Panther 4, they're incredibly close to T5. Like, you can almost just imagine him just going off there, but he's just like a millimetre short of experience there, whatever you call it. Running things on the way there. Assault section there for 3Imweckla. He's destroying the wreckage of the Churchill tank. Not sure why. Down more sitting out off close, got the Fulton hit, but then sponged up, and the easy target for the Vickers here, East Little by the way. Let's get assault there by Whorunbartertown. Next time he's not popping in. Oh, there we go, back to pop smoke and allows him to pop the grenade through everything. And another one in the Vickers. Oh dear, that could have been actually a bit better and certainly less blobbly, but I mean, he did use smoke. Successfully pushed for an assault here. I guess, and then he did spread out his men more, but still that, could have been done better. That could have been done a bunch better. Panther 4 moving out here. Panther also sitting up, backed up by another Panther 4, giving Whorunbartertown a solid armoured platoon there, mixed panzers, to give 3Imweckla a really hard time. Mortar going down, 5 tank direct hit coming from the Panther. Heavy mortar on the Fultons causing minor casualties so far. Shot bounces off the Panther's armour. Almost all victory points in the control there of Whorunbartertown. There's on the southern one, helped our section there. More mortar fire. Backing off for now. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Still not orbital blitz though for Whorunbartertown. That's a bit of a shame there. Personally, at least, I think. Troops moving eastwards. More Thompsons on the way there for 3Imweckla. And then the Panther 4 arrives, very much rendering it pointless. And there we go, ace level Panther 4 here for Whorunbartertown and the German army. Firefly gaining veterans 1, halfway to veteran 2 there. Another hit there from the Panther 4, 24 kills. And another truck for Whorunbartertown, and that's going to be with the Mechanized Regiment to help with repairs, and probably also up for the King Tiger in case this drags out further versus 3Imweckla. He probably figured, a King Tiger is going to be the final word in this discussion. Section routed, mortar firing down close to the machine gun, and the south picture point being seized. M10 self-propelled anti-tank on the way there for 3Imweckla and the British Army. Firefly hanging back. Grab the northern fuel point. 83 versus 252. Machine guns, mortars sort of on watch here. Smoke from being laid down to cover the assault for the victory point. Not a bad idea at all. Very good, in fact. They could have done with smoke screens to cover up assaults beforehand. Sappers shouting at the ace MP40 field doing Fultons. I feel like it's a bit suicidal there, but 3Imweckla since they haven't been bolstered, and thus full-man squads. That is pretty much just asking them to get shredded. And there you go. M10 tank destroyer ready for 3Imweckla. Oh, M10 self-propelled anti-tank gun. Achilles. Note the Achilles was also for the version that had a 17 pounder gun mounted on it as well. No fun fact there. Straight to the Vickers there. We got 48 points left here for 3Imweckla. The situation for the British is not looking particularly sterling there. Struggling to make any progress against the German army, which is proven to be rather formidable now. We got 2 Panther forces setting up. Panther joining as well there. Direct hit on the M10 already. Panther's under fire, but some of the shots are missing. There you go. Panther force splitting ahead here. There you go. M10 down. The armor cooked off. Them just the far to deal with triple Panzers. Betty 2 gained, and there you go. With that time, Mechla's spirit is broken, and the 11th armor pulls out in the face of this vicious German Panzer assault. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Every $1 and then every pledge keeps me allowing to keep doing this day after day. So if you wish to support, do donate. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all a wonderful audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.